Are we live? Yes, we are.
Yes.
Welcome everyone to our daily success call for Fun Friday, 30 July 2021. Yay. I see Jan with that awesome cup. Hey, Jan. That is so great. 2 weeks in a row we got that. Good to see you. Mike, Missy, I actually tried calling you yesterday and your mailbox was full. You must be very popular. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yes, I told you today.
Call my home phone or send me a text.
Oh
You
my
tried to call
goodness.
me? Were you gonna? What I do?
Oh my. All right. Well,
Yeah,
you're making it
Are you
difficult.
talking to me? Are
Yeah.
you talking to me?
So let's see. Let's see what cast of characters we got here today. Of course, Chris, Jan, Susan's here, Missy, Michael, Ann, Pauline. Welcome, Yvonne, and Georgie. It's 3 a.m. for Georgie.
Yes.
How you doing?
Handle that.
So
My
good.
goodness, she just can't
So
get enough
good.
of me.
Looks cold there.
Yeah.
Winter is comfy.
Oh, it's just a bit. It is. A bit
Laura's
nippy.
here. Denise, good to see you. Crystal, Scott's kitchen. It looks like Ishmael's here. Hey, Evelyn, and Michelle, Sarah, Kathleen, Bamadeli, and Comey, and Michelle. Hello, Patricia, Imogen, and Sharna. Wow, all-star cast. Welcome, especially welcome to our new friends who have just gotten started. Some of which I just got to meet not even 2 hours ago or something like that. One of you I just saw on here. Let's see, where is she? Did she disappear already? Where's my Welsh friend?
Yeah, I was
Where-
gonna say.
Oh, she's there.
Yeah, where
He
is
was
she?
here,
She
yeah,
was earlier.
Poof. She's got it was the Everything is Awesome song. That's it. That's
Had to
it, right.
take notes.
All right.
Ooh.
Right. All right. Yeah, there you go. Poof. There's a mug idea or a coffee cup or something.
Do you want to start a riot? Yeah.
So it's Fun Friday. You know what that means? Somebody's got to show us a dog or a cat or an animal or a joke.
I'm
Tell a
trying.
joke.
I got a
something.
joke. I got
Oh,
a joke.
hold on.
Oh,
Who's
look at
that? Who's that animal?
Look at
Chris. Chris.
That's my
It's my
dog, my
son here.
grand dog.
Aw.
Grand dog. Oh, I got a similar grand dog.
I have
Oh.
3 of them. The other 2 are running around somewhere.
Honey, look,
Good
Leah.
times.
Say
That's
hello.
Molly.
Say hello, Leah.
Ah,
hello.
yeah.
Beardy cat.
Very good.
Oh, there it is. There we go.
I wish
All
I
right,
still had my flying squirrel.
Yeah.
Here's my
All right,
Vinny
Michael.
This is my
Okay.
Vinny. Here's my Vinny.
Hi, Benny.
Oh,
my
there.
Vinny.
There's Denise's Benny.
Oh,
Yep.
So,
He looks
here's
very
another
excited.
one.
And my Vinny. He's so cute.
I saw a tail.
Ah,
great tail.
It's-
Oh,
That's
there
my
you go.
funny looking dog.
Oh, we got Pin. Yeah, Chris, I see that.
Did you see Vinny?
Down.
Come here, Vinny.
All right, you guys. Very good. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, everyone. Michael, I believe, has a joke for us, please.
Okay, I'll make it family friendly. So a bear and a rabbit are doing their business in the woods, and the bear turns to the rabbit and says, "Hey, rabbit, does poop stick to your fur?" And the rabbit goes, "No." So the bear wipes his butt with the rabbit.
that's good.
Very nice.
Ew.
I got one for you. So
Fantastic.
there was
Come on out.
there's a lettuce, a hose, and a tomato in a race. How did they come in?
I don't know.
The lettuce was ahead, the hose was running, and the tomato was trying to catch up.
Good.
Sorry, I'm at work today, so I have very spotty service.
That's a good one.
Sarasota, Florida.
Ah,
Good family-friendly fun. Very nice. All right. Anybody else? So for those of us, excuse me, for those of us who are new, we have 3 policies on this call. Number 1 is if you can't be on time, be early. Number 2 is that if a dog barks while your microphone is unmuted, you must present the dog so that we can all enjoy the dog because we're all a lot of dog lovers. And number 3, somebody's got to tell a joke on Friday. So everyone's on
Saturday
policy
here.
today.
Good
Very
today.
good. Very, very good. Very good.
It's Saturday here.
Well, yeah, I get it. How's
Sorry.
Saturday? How's the weekend going to be, Georgie? Tell us. Look into the future for us.
Probably spending all day watching your replays and
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
All
spend
day.
most of my day with LHS and with
Okay.
Adam's coaching. I've literally just done my first a rep call with Patricia, and
Mhm.
I've just spent all night just filling out and doing everything for LHS. So I haven't really started any designs
Alright.
yet. Just going
Okay.
through the paperwork.
All right. So, you know what we should do? Thank you for sharing that, Georgie. And I know, well, it's winter, but you're in Queensland, right? So it shouldn't be that cold for you. You're all bundled up like you're in Victoria or Tasmania.
I'm just a bit sick too at the moment. So
Ah, I see. Okay. Well, we hope you feel better.
thank you.
But that brings up actually a little topic that we could talk about today. So regarding the implementation of what you're learning, who else? Does anybody else have like a topic? I know we took up something that Sarah asked for, and then she wasn't here for it. Hopefully, she caught the replay. Is Sarah here now, so we can all bludgeon her? Sarah's here. Hey, Sarah. Hey. Glad you're here, my friend. Hopefully, you caught the replay. It was in your honor yesterday.
Yeah.
But does anybody have anything else that you want to take up as we end the week? Like any questions or ideas? Not technical. Don't ask me tech questions. No.
Yesterday was great, so I'm still
Thank you.
thinking about yesterday a lot.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
I had a question of
Yes.
the lessons versus the stuff we get from our coach. I've been doing like the 8 core modules, I guess you'd say.
Mhm.
And I got an email from Dustin yesterday, I think, saying, well, here's the 2 lessons you got to go through. So I'm wondering if those are the 2 lessons of the 8 or are they separate? Because I didn't even open the email yet because I'm like, I gotta get these other lessons done first.
Okay.
They're separate. It's
well,
the-
that actually correlates very nicely with where I was going with what Georgie was talking about.
Oh, good.
Because there is a proper way to engage, and then there's a way to wear yourself out and overwhelm yourself, which is not what you signed up for, right? So we could talk about that. In fact, let's just go ahead and take that up, everyone, because we got a lot of new members here. Well, we're all new members, right? I mean, this whole forum didn't even exist a couple of months ago. So let me mute the mic so we got any background noise handled. So let's say we're getting started in this new thing, whatever this new thing is. In our case, e-commerce. Okay, fine. But any new endeavor, there's going to be a learning curve, right? There's no such thing as an effortless victory. And because we've got reasons worthy of us, showing up and learning some stuff, we are going to go ahead and learn some stuff. Now, we didn't have goals, and we didn't have reasons, and we didn't have a why big enough. Well, then the how-to doesn't really matter. So a lot of times, when we have, so let's say I'm dealing with a group of new people in some in an office, let's say, and they want to learn how to be efficient with their work, right, and effective with their work. A lot of the focus often goes to, like, what's the instruction manual for the machinery? Okay, that's good, that's important, but only to the degree that you understand what the purpose of the machinery is. If you wanted to make copies, right, photocopies, and you're reading the instructions for the coffee pot, right, you're not going to get the product that you want out of that machine. All right, I know this sounds like a silly example, but can you picture people showing up in an office, frustrated with the coffee pot? I can't get the copies. It's not doing it. I know it sounds silly, okay, but we're off purpose, or we're not clear about our purpose. Now, if you use that metaphor on a much bigger sense, here we are with instruction manuals, okay, and in this community we can call that the low-hanging system. Here's how you do e-commerce. Nice, okay, so that's the how-to kind of stuff, but all of it is secondary to why we showed up in the first place. What is the product that we're looking to get out of this machine? This machine being the internet and e-commerce, and you pressing the buttons and designing cups and doing your thing. Okay. What is the product of that? Well, the product of that is that you get to have additional income streams and ultimately, lifestyle, financial independence, not to mention, all the other pleasing ways that you get paid here, which isn't just money, right? I mean, I think we're getting paid right now, just having community and working cooperatively with other on-purpose people. And there's the key word, purpose. There's that word again. Okay, so purpose precedes and is above all the procedures. Purpose before procedures. So what we got to do when we find ourselves confronting this opportunity to learn some new stuff, we've got to remember why we're learning it. That's the first thing. And what is the end result? Everything like we talked about, I think yesterday, water going downhill, over, under the rock, around the log, whatever, right? We're going downhill. The purpose is to get down the hill. Okay. And then we're going to meet with methods, plural, to get down the hill. This one would be go around the rock. This one would be go under log, right? Those are methods. And we're going to learn about those methods because we intend to get down the hill because we are water, right? So thinking of it in that way, the water never forgets what its purpose is to find its own level, right? To comply with gravity. Again, very basic metaphor. But we as people, we've got a bit more thinking going on than, water flowing downhill. So we get to get in our own way sometimes. And we get to start to have ideas about, well, I should be further down the hill than I am now. Right? Can you imagine if water argued with itself? Oh, well, you know what? I got to deal with this rock again. I can't believe there's another rock in my path. And you know what? There's gravity. Who set the gravity around here? Can somebody turn up the gravity? I want to get down the hill faster. Right? So these are silly conversations, right? The water doesn't have with itself, but we do all the time. So there's a few guidelines to help yourself get out of your own way. And they're very basic, and I share them with almost every new student I meet. The first one is to not sit there in a state of chronic confusion about what the training actually means. So grab a manual for, I recently bought something on Amazon here. What is this thing? Okay, so this is a solar powered battery pack. So you can charge your devices on the go, and then you can recharge using the sun. I live in Arizona. There's no shortage of sun. Okay. Interestingly, this document is translated from a language other than English, so you know how the English is in this document here. It's I'm sure it's via Chinese, right? And but let's say that here here's one of the data says here using the power adapter, comma, can achieve the product charge, comma, the current product level indicator flashes marquees until the full charge 4 LED lights it. This English sucks, okay? But I get what they're trying to say. All right, what if I didn't know what marquees meant? Or LED, what is LED? In fact, you know what, a lot of people don't know what an LED is. It's a light emitting diode, okay? But the point is that if I'm going to use this data, if I'm going to have any effect with it, I got to understand the words. It would behoove me right now. I don't understand what is an LED. Oh, let me grab a dictionary. Let me Google it, right? So now I've got full use of the data that the author, which wasn't a very good author in this case, but what they were attempting to communicate to me. This is the number one thing that stops people from executing. I remember, this is going to sound interesting. Picture this. Here's 16-year-old John. And I am on a construction site because I had manual labor. I got a job loading dumpsters at construction sites. And I was on this job site, and there was lumber and nails and drywall and all this. And the guy who was the foreman on this job that I was assigned to, because they were just building houses all over the place, the guy was from Iran, as I recall. Iranian guy, and he was barking orders, and I couldn't understand a word he was saying. And I wanted to understand, but it was terribly frustrating. I couldn't follow his instructions because I just didn't understand the words. Now, I suppose you hang around with that guy for a while, and as they say in the seagoing world, you get salty. I don't know any of you have spent any time on the water, but as I think you guys know, I used to be a diesel engineer on a tugboat fleet in New York Harbor, and the saltier you were, the more you kind of had mush mouth. Kind of interesting, the language that kind of happens, when you're in the business for a while. And some of these guys are pretty salty, and I could understand them after a while. And sometimes I would sound a little bit salty too, but it was more of like a joke. But yeah, some of these guys really pride themselves in their diction and their enunciation. You got to understand the words. This is the most frustrating thing for people. If you've ever fallen asleep while you're in the middle of a lesson, that's why. You don't understand what you're learning. The mind just shuts down if it can't use the data. Kids fall asleep in class. You fall asleep while reading a book, right? Especially something as dry as an instruction manual or how to set up, an Amazon account. Oh my goodness. We have a new member here, by the way, who's a romance novel editor. So that's probably more exciting reading. I don't know personally, but I hear that lots of people buy that stuff. Probably more exciting than my user manual for my solar powered battery pack. Okay, arguably. All right, so make sure you understand the words. Otherwise, you got no shot. No shot at all. You're sitting there with no ability to execute. Second tip to avoid overwhelm and confusion is to commingle theory with practical application. And the example that I like to use on this will be a phone. So let's say that you just arrived on planet Earth. Okay, welcome, Earthling. And we use these communication devices called phones. And they've got buttons, you see, and you can press a certain combination of buttons, and then you can communicate with people in other locations, right? So just like you just came here from Zeptar, right? So now we can, communicate here on the planet anyway, across many miles. Yeah. So and you're like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a great device, a great sort of a concept. So in theory, you know what phone is now, okay? And then I show you this. And you're like, well, what the hell is that? I said, well, it's a phone. We were just talking about it. And they said, oh, you said it had buttons. Right, where's the buttons, right? And how do I communicate? Hello, hi, phone, right? So this sounds silly, okay, but there's no practical application. They never touched the machine. They don't have experiential knowledge of that. So what we've got to do is commingle theory with practical application. And if we do that in a reciprocal way, where we're not just loading ourselves down with a bunch of unexecuted theory, which isn't actually real to us yet because we haven't touched the machine, then we get to avoid the mental weight. You'll actually experience, and I'm sure you've experienced this, okay, where you just kind of start sinking in your chair, kind of getting lower and lower and feeling heavier and heavier because you're just taking in all this stuff, but you're not doing anything with it. You may understand the theory, but you never touched the machine. It is a completely different experience. And think about it like this. We've got various levels of participation. Like think of any training or mentoring you've ever had. Here's the textbook. Okay. And what is the statistic? People retain something like 10% of what they read. Okay, so there's that. I don't know if that statistic holds water, but okay, fine. So there's that. Okay, and then here's the lecture, right? Now the lecture is, we're going to talk about the same data, okay, but we're going to have a conversation about it. What do you think about that, Susan? Hey, Patricia, what are your thoughts on this? Yeah, oh, let me explain it to you further. What they said in the textbook, here's what that means for you, okay? And so you retain more, arguably 30%. Okay, you still haven't done anything with it yet. So here's the next level of participation, which is, all right, everyone, we're going on a field trip, you see, and we're going to, everything we read in the textbook and we talked about in the lecture, now we're going to go do it. We're going to go identify the plants of the botany universe, right? Oh, look, this is a fern, everyone. And so now they're touching fern, they're smelling fern, maybe even tasting. I don't know, do you taste ferns? But now there's no doubt in their mind. They've got full experiential knowledge of the reality of ferns, for real, not in theory, for real. Now they got it. They never lose it. Okay. Well, I suppose, 50 years goes by, they haven't touched a fern in 50 years. They'd be like, what kind of fern is that? I used to know this stuff. Not relevant to my life right now, but there's the fern. Okay. So that's the second big tip, is to commingle theory and practical application. So this way, you're not crushing yourself down and feeling heavier and heavier and going slower and slower. You've got to outflow something. It's about balancing the flows. So just like we're looking to balance the flow, like the other current, like currency, like money, right? We're looking to outflow value and inflow money, right? That's how the law of exchange works, right? Those who outflow shall inflow, right? So you want to put out product, benefits, stuff, right? And inflow, that current, right? Here comes money, remuneration, exchange, right? So that flow must be balanced. It all has to be balanced here too. It has to be. Okay. Otherwise, nothing's happening, right? You're stopped. Third tip, and this is enormous. And I think this relates directly to what Georgie brought up for me and Michael. Has to do with consistency. So we're climbing a mountain, guys. This is a big mountain right here. And it's beautiful up top. Let me tell you, it's gorgeous. The view up there, not to mention the snack bar, and they've got a beer on tap, all prepaid, by the way, and the most spectacular buffet, right? Susan, what do you like on your buffet, please? Susan, if you could just describe a buffet. Susan
Oh,
Layton.
me, Susan. Okay. There's
Susan,
usually two of
yeah,
us.
yeah. All right, right. Well, both Susans. We'll have dueling Susans here. All right. So Susan P first, and then Susan L. Susan, what would you like on your buffet?
Sushi.
Sushi. Okay.
All you can eat, man. I'm just saying.
All right. And what kind of sushi? Do you like the uni or like tekamaki? What do you like?
Unagi. Thank you very much.
Unagi. Okay.
Or yellowtail hand roll,
Oh, a hand roll. All right. So you could just walk right up to the buffet and get the hand roll. And like there's Susan walking around on top of the mountain, shoving sushi in her face. Yeah. I like
Yep.
that.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. Susan Layton from England.
What
What's
would I
on your
like at a buffet? I would like, I like Chinese food, so I could eat that all day.
Okay.
But then
Spicy?
I like, no, definitely not
Oh, okay.
spicy.
So no General Chow or Kung
No.
Pao.
No. I'm more of your sweet and sour.
Oh, sweet and sour. Okay.
Yeah,
Pork,
sweet
chicken,
and sour.
shrimp,
All shrimp. Very good.
shrimp. Of course,
Yeah.
shrimp.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like shrimp.
No.
All right. And Susan, this is the tastiest sweet and sour shrimp you've ever had.
Yeah.
And it's right there on top of the
Love it.
mountain. Okay. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. It's still going to be there. In fact, they're making it's all you can eat, right? Susan,
Yeah.
paper, right? It's all you can eat. So do we need to like destroy ourselves to get up the mountain right now, yesterday or sooner? Step over other people, right? Oh, no, we don't have to do that. We could still go at warp speed, but be as cool as a cucumber, as long as here's the magic, as long as we are consistent. This is the most important part of becoming speed and effectiveness and competence, right? You want to go fast up the mountain, of course you do, but habits beat heroics, as I've often said. Habits. You're not going to get to the sushi buffet, Susan, and the sweet and sour shrimp, Susan, by leaping tall buildings in a single bound, with your magic cape and mask or whatever. And I know you both have capes and masks in your closet because I know you
Promise
two ladies.
you wouldn't tell anybody.
Oh, no. All right. So, we do on the weekends, by the way, when we're off session here on the weekends, Susan Layton and Susan Paper and I, we all get together and we have our superhero costume party over Zoom. All right. So you keep sticking around. You might get an invitation, maybe. Okay. So, okay. But the point is that speed and competence go together. All right. And how do you become competent? You practice. Does that mean you're cramming everything on your so-called day off on the weekend, or that you're up? And I'm not, this is not a slight to Georgie. Okay. But she says she's going to be up all day. It's already 3 a.m. and she's doing the thing. And I'm delighted that you're here, Georgie. But you're also feeling a little bit under the weather. There is such a thing as balance, believe it or not. And I haven't discovered where it lives yet, but I heard there's such a thing. Okay. But the point is that if you are doing a little bit each day, in fact, I met a guy just the other day on one of our welcome sessions. He's a musician, and he said he learned how to play 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day. So a little bit every day. And then what? You build sort of like that muscle memory. You're not wearing yourself out. And you can commit more than 15 minutes a day. That's fine. Okay. But let's say a couple hours a day would be like a full-time effort in our world here with e-commerce. So you put a couple hours a day in, but it's not a 12-hour cram on your so-called day off. Now you can get to the point where, and you will get to the point where what used to take you 2 hours now takes you 10 minutes or no time at all, because you've become so good at this that you've now become a competent teacher of others, and you've hired on staff or something, right? You're not even touching the machine anymore. But you yourself got that way. You got into a powerful position with that. You got on the top of the mountain with that particular task or something. And now you're looking down at all these things that used to be mountainous problems to you. Now they're just little bumps on the trail. It's like, whatever. I don't even consider that stuff anymore because I've already developed competence and speed with that. But that only happens through consistency. There are applications like phone apps that you can use to remind you to do things at a certain time, like scheduling apps, and things like that, to compartmentalize activities throughout your day. And I've used them, and some of them are very good. But the idea that now it is time, like right now we're on this session, there was no question about, am I going to be consistent and show up on our our group session here? No, it's on my calendar. It exists, and I'm there, and I'm in a habit of doing it. The hardest session for me to host was the first one. It was like, all right, I got to set up, we need a Zoom account. I need these controls on the Zoom. We got to create a YouTube channel for that. And I'm going to have to figure out, the times, when can I do that? Because I got all this other stuff to do. And then we're going to have to let people know that it exists, right? And so finally, it's like, we're ready to go. Announce that we're doing the live daily call. And I started. And there were 2 people on it. And I got to say, hey, guys, welcome. Yeah, you're among the first. In fact, you are literally the first. The only person who beat you here was me, and I'm the host. So by the way, my name's John, and we're going to be meeting here each day. And this is going to get bigger, in case you're wondering. But where was the momentum? Nothing. Inertia. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. Okay, so there's the power of consistency. We got to get off of zero, and these little bits, these little incremental increases accumulate into exponential increase. We just climbed the whole damn mountain. And maybe it took a month or 3 months or 5 years or whatever it was, but we just climbed the mountain, but we did a little bit each day. I know this may sound too simple. You eat the elephant one bite at a time. I get it. It's a cliche. I get it. But oh my goodness, it works. It works, right? And as I often say, imperfect and done beats perfect and not done. That thing that took you 2 hours as a newbie, which now takes you 10 minutes, not only does it take you much less time, but you also do it better. So this crappy work you did that took you 2 hours is now awesome work in 10 minutes. That only happens on a gradient, right? That only happens when you're getting at the top of the mountain. When I was learning how to be a diesel mechanic, I went to school, and in fact, a little trivia, I went to Nashville Auto Diesel College on Gallatin Road in East Nashville, Tennessee. I think it's still there. I don't think it's called that anymore. But this is one of the premier schools if you want to learn how to be an automotive and diesel diagnostician, right? So that's where I went. And day one of training was not, here, guys, a box of parts, start building engines. That was not day one. Day one was, this is steel. It's a type of metal. Pass it around, right? This is aluminum. It's different than steel. We use it for different purposes. Pass it around, right? And so we got to learn about stuff, right? And bang on it, lick it, do whatever you got to do, okay, to get full conceptual understanding of aluminum, okay? And now these are nuts and bolts, and they fit together. And here's different pitch and thread gauges, and by the end of it, yeah, throw a box of parts on the floor. I'll build you an engine, no problem, easy, okay? But that was all done on a gradient, okay? And what in life isn't? People, so back to the frustrating idea that I think a lot of times people have, they see the fruit on the tree, they see the all you can eat sushi buffet and the sweet and sour shrimp. Okay, they see people eating the shrimp, and one of those people could be Rachel or Adam or any of the other experts that you will confront in your time here. Okay, and they're at the top of the mountain, and so we're in a big friggin' hurry to get to the top of the mountain. Okay, and it exists. In fact, there's proof it exists. So we're not betting on an experiment here. It's got proof of concept. Okay, but you're not at the top of the mountain yet. All right, don't beat yourself up or think you need to cram your way to the top of the mountain. You just burn yourself out. That doesn't mean you go slow. That just means you do the first two things I suggested. Make sure you fully understand everything you're studying, because nothing will stop you more than that. if you don't. Okay. I can't do it because I don't understand the words. Oh man, you're out. You got no shot. And the second thing is commingle theory and practical application to the point where you're developing that competence. And then some of this technology starts to become transparent. Some of you have been hanging around with us for a while. You're on Zoom, like on a whim. You could close your eyes and click the button. You know where the microphone is. I don't even see Zoom, right? I see Michael, I see Patricia, I see Jan, right? That's what you want. And that becomes transparent. Why? Because you're competent. You're a professional. You don't need to read the friggin' manual anymore. What's the marquee with the LED? I don't need this thing, right? I know what to do. So, and doesn't it feel good knowing? I mean, think about this, knowing that you can. I just had a conversation like this with my mastermind group just before we got on here. So the idea of your own ability and acknowledging your own ability and being grateful for all that you have, and you have a lot, right? And the number one thing that you could be grateful for right now is your ability to even be here and do this. You know, there's people in the world that don't have opportunities like this. There's people, you know, dodging bullets and starving in the street and everything else. I mean, here we are talking, you know, nice shelter and internet access and food, water, clothes, air, gravity. I mean, we got all the accommodations, you know? So how about some gratitude for that? And now when we are acknowledging all we have and all of our abilities, and that we can understand the words, and that we can actually execute what we're learning, and that we can do a bit each day and get better and better and better every day, now I feel good. And when I feel good, I do good. And that's why, my friends, I'm here, because all the training in the world doesn't bear fruit if the person who's attempting to get the fruits from it is missing the whole point. The biggest point of all of it is who's doing it and why are you doing it? Back to our original consideration about purpose over procedure, right? If I forget why I'm here, then all it is drudgery. I'm just like forcing data into my mind so I can work the coffee pot, wondering where the photocopies are coming from. Vague, wrong, right? Wrong. So it feels good to know stuff. It feels good to know your purpose first and foremost, and then know you can actually achieve it. I'll end with a quote. And it's somebody we've quoted before. And it's the book that Chris asked for a copy of yesterday. It's Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. Science of Getting Rich. He said that if every action you take is an efficient one, then you must get rich. If, on the other hand, if every action or most of your actions are inefficient, then you must remain poor. Very scientific, black and white, nothing vague about it. If every action you take is an efficient one, you must get rich. And then he qualifies. What does he mean by an efficient action? According to Wallace Wattles, the author of this book, 1910, he said, an efficient action is one in which you remain focused on your purpose and faith. Purpose, why am I doing it? Faith, I know that I can. I am able. Purpose and faith. Focus on those two things with each action, and then each action will be an efficient one, and then you must get rich. Because look, when we talk about so-called getting rich, right, we're talking about earning more money in less time, right? Because look, anybody can make $1 million. How long does that take? A lifetime? I hope not. Less time? Well, that's better, right? A year? Okay, so we're talking about efficiency now. Okay, same result. How much time does it take? So we're compressing time. That's called efficiency. What makes it efficient? Keeping focused on your purpose and faith, knowing that you can, knowing that things are being delivered to you right on schedule. You want to speed that up? Keep focusing on your purpose. You'll spend less time in secondary and tertiary considerations, little ankle biting problems that are whatever, right? Remember that purpose and remember that it's being delivered right on schedule. And you'll find yourself quite efficient. And that's why I think this conversation is so important, right? Because all the training already exists. The internet, all of it, e-commerce exists already, with or without you. Why you? That's what I'm interested in. Why Susan? And now when I say Susan, I could be referring to two people at once. See how efficient I am? That's efficiency. All right, I'm babbling. Let me stop talking. Who's got some ideas? Please come on out. Annette, you've got the floor. Let's share the time, everyone. Although I didn't, I just talked and talked and talked. Hi, Annette. There she is. No, there she isn't. Hello, Annette. Annette. Where's Annette?
Hello,
Oh, there
Can
she
you hear me
is. Hi, Annette.
there I am. There I am. Here I am. There. Anyway, well, today, I'm excited because I'm meeting at 3 o'clock. Now, I don't know if I'm meeting with you, John, or with Teresa. There was two names on the email. Oh,
Me.
pardon me? Yay!
Yeah.
Hallelujah!
Yeah. And we've got some technical and scheduling issues. Just stand by. Teresa will make sure, or somebody is going to make sure you got what you need. So.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So
Okay.
I'm gonna have to leave early and go do a few things and come back. And it's just a funny little thing that happened. First of all, I did watch a very similar to what you're saying today. So I'm hearing it twice, which is great and just wonderful. And oddly enough, I woke up this morning with a really swollen eye. My
I'm
eye
sorry.
is
Where's your
really
microphone,
swollen.
Annette? Just touch
Can you
the
hear me?
microphone. I can hear you
Can you
now. It
still
was like
hear
a
me?
ruffling microphone sound. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I woke up this morning with a really swollen eye. So, some people think, well, what does that mean? Anyway, I like to think it means that no matter what I look like, that my personality and optimism will come through. And that's true of everybody, that, who we are is going to come through. I was going to try and look so professional for this meeting, and then I got a big swollen eye. So it's like, well, I guess I will rely on something else other than that. It's just kind of a funny thing. So.
Right. We'll take care of that eye. And yeah, so we're dealing with bodies too, right? So that's another thing you
That's
get to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See everybody after the
All
weekend.
right,
I
very
guess.
good.
Okay.
Thank you, Annette. Glad to
Au
see you.
revoir.
All right. Susan's got the floor. Susan Pepper. Hello, Susan.
Jan, I'd like to ask you about your mug that says something about John.
Well, that's custom. That's a one of a kind.
It is a one of a kind. I took a magic marker and wrote on it. But I do have one in my store similar to this that you can personalize.
Where did Susan go? Susan?
Oh, she's here. That she would just, Jan asked that quite a bit ago, so I wanted to give her voice.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh yeah, she showed us that last week as well, and we all cracked up. That was just beautiful. Thank you, Jan. All right, Michael is up. Michael.
All right. I need coffee today. I'm still falling asleep. I have this mug here. I don't know if you can quite see it.
You
It's
got
a
that
metal-
false background that's kind of killing it. Yeah, maybe get rid of the blurred
Give me a few
background.
seconds. Preferences. Background. None.
Put it in front of your
there we
face.
go.
There you go. Very good.
There.
All right.
Okay. So I have this. Can you see?
Mhm.
It's kind of got the tapered. It looks very similar to the ones that I saw on the instruction manual from Rachel. So I had a person ask me. She said, I really like that mug because it keeps everything so hot for a long time, and it has one of these easy type. Oh, I'm spilling on the computer. Openings. So my point, well, I guess my question is, the ones that we offer, are they do they last a long time as far as having the stability to keep things insulated and cold or hot? Like, or are they just like a single wall? Are they double wall?
Are you asking me that?
Well, I figure since you're doing the talking about it, and
I'm
you
the
need a
town
good mug.
philosopher, Michael. I don't do the double-walled coffee cups. My
But it's not
goodness.
technical.
So who's the person?
Michael, it says double wall in the description on Gear
It doesn't.
Bubble.
Well, I just thought maybe they would have given you one to play around with, and test a few.
No, I'm like the head janitor over here. I get to go in my closet when we're done and just,
Okay.
Yeah, eat rats and stuff. So yeah. Now we know because Chris knows. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for enlightening Michael and the rest of us regarding the virtues of double-walled coffee mugs. Yeah, I mean they got to have some insulation, right? Otherwise, you'd probably just burn your hand on the metal. And
Well, it's
you know.
it's funny, some of them they don't. They just it's like if they're
Hmm.
cold, they put cold liquid in there. There's no insulation. If they're hot, they
Unbelievable.
have. So like what? So of course you're
Oh.
feeling this and your hands freezing just holding this stupid thing. But I guess there is the whole thing about quality and technology when it comes to building these things, right?
Right.
You got
Right.
to like source your stuff properly.
Well, yeah, but here's the other thing. You and I like quality. A lot of people like, cheap or whatever. So,
Yep.
what's the saying in the sales world? There's an S for every seat, right? So, no, I want the cheap, right? Oh, I want the
Yep.
quality. Oh, okay.
You can't have both.
Right. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
I don't know how helpful that was, but thank you, Chris.
No, well, you got helped, so it was helpful. Yeah.
For me, it was, yes.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else today about something as profound as the coffee cup we could take up right now? All right. I don't see any other hands. So we'll go ahead and wrap up with that. April, I'm glad that we made your day. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this. This is our last Daily Success Call for the month of July and for the week. So I'll look forward to seeing you all in August. How's that sound? You guys want to do that? Some of you I'm going to be meeting with today. I'm looking forward to doing that as well. So you guys have a great weekend. Let's get through a proper amount of training. Let's apply what we learn, and let's do it without overwhelming ourselves. Okay. I'll see you guys again real soon.